necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead.
Be like dead. Jason Redman, former Navy SEAL, and Jim Hansen, former Special Forces in the U.S. Army, both joining us now. Jason, you did counter-drug work in South America, I know, in the late 90s when I believe you were a SEAL. So explain what this work is like, and should we actually see this broaden out just beyond attacks at sea?
Well, hi, Laura, it's great to be on. Thanks for having me. Back then, obviously, and it's continued into today, there's always been a destabilization that occurs in the countries, Colombia, Peru. Obviously, we've got activity that's filtering into Brazil and also into Venezuela. And the paramilitary groups, in this case, the armed paramilitary would affiliate with the narco groups, and that's how they started to work together. In Venezuela, it's appearing that they're now even embedding within the actual military and within the government, so creating what is becoming a narco state, similar to what was happening in Colombia in the early 90s. So to deter that, yes, I mean, we can't just keep hitting the boats. They're just going to keep throwing more at us.
Jim, Senator Mark Kelly thinks Trump is missing the mark here. Watch.
It's really serious that we, have operations that interdict fentanyl, especially coming into the United States. But that's not this. I mean, these routes are mostly used to traffic cocaine to Caribbean islands and then on to Europe, not to U.S. shores. So I think the administration has really screwed this up.
Jim, is that correct?
I'm going to go with the Trump administration and the people who do this professionally as having better intelligence on what's going where than this former astronaut. Look, President Trump has made it clear that this is a clear and present danger to Americans. Illegal drugs have killed more Americans than all of our wars combined. So, I mean, the reward now, if you're going to bring that poison into our country, is getting turned into an oil slick on the Caribbean. And that's the kind of deterrence that's going to change the business model for those narco-terrorist operations.
Well, Jason, explain a potential downside here if, in fact, this operation moves to on land. In other words, we're not just blowing up boats, but we're taking out targets on land, let's say in Venezuela. Could that become a bigger conflict and pose serious threats to our troops and our special operators who, I imagine, if that's what we're going to do, are already on the ground there?
Well, Laura, I mean, this is what we're trained to do. Our special operations forces are built to go in, find, fix, and finish the enemy. It's what we've done all over the world. We were so effective at it in 9/11 when we were doing counter-drug operations in Central and South America. We were working with the host nations, in this case it was Colombia and Peru, and helping them identify drug labs, providing them the information. So a lot of this I could see would be support, but actually moving into kinetic strikes. And why is this critical? I mean, the reality is you can sit back and not do this. And obviously there's a lot of people on the left who are arguing against that. But I would say that the narco-terrorists that are doing this understand that without us stopping them, they're just going to continue to do it. Ultimately, we have to break their will and break the will of the individuals who are supporting them, individuals who are willing to go out in these boats and smuggle drugs into America and even to Europe. So we're taking the lead, and it's our special operations forces working with our federal agencies who have the ability, the will, and the capabilities to do so.
I mean, Jim, when you go online, you see everyone's having conniption fits over what people are theorizing about, namely that this is going to be an effort building toward regime change in Venezuela, taking Maduro out, installing some government or helping install a government that's more hospitable to the United States and that partners with us to take out these drug networks. Do you see that happening?
I think there is a lot of speculation, and people need to pull back and remember that we use these aircraft carrier groups a lot of times to send a larger message. I mean, the biggest message the Trump administration is sending is we're no longer just Team America World Police for everybody. So the people in other places need to take care of their neighborhoods. And now he's bringing our heavy troops back to look at our neighborhood and take care of some problems here. That doesn't mean we're going to overthrow Maduro. That doesn't mean it's going to be used to launch raids inside Venezuela. It means that we're going to focus on the dangers to our country here. And that's the kind of message you want to send.
Yeah, deterrence, not allowing our people to be sitting ducks to these pill machines and the narcotics coming into this country. I love this. The drug scourge has been a nightmare, and no president, frankly, has been able to take it on. Trump's actually trying to do something, and this is pretty spectacular. Jason and Jim, thank you both.